The air in the hidden chamber was thick with the scent of dried lotus and ancient resins, a perfume that clung to the very stones of the temple, a fragrance that seemed to carry the echoes of forgotten epochs. A single beam of moonlight, fractured by a narrow slit high above, pierced the profound gloom, illuminating a mosaic on the floor, depicting a serpent devouring its own tail, an Ouroboros, symbol of eternal return and the cyclical nature of existence. It was here, in the heart of a sanctuary long forgotten, nestled deep beneath the shifting sands of a land that once knew the vibrant pulse of Lemuria, that the whispers began. Not audible words, but a resonance, a vibration that hummed within the very bones, a question that echoed through the ages, reverberating in the silent chambers of the soul. What truly lies beyond the veil of flesh, and what forbidden prophecy, once whispered by the dragon queens, binds us to the very stars and the ancient earth beneath our feet? The air itself seemed to hold its breath, awaiting an answer, a revelation from the depths of time. My name is Ilara, and the call to something beyond had been a persistent, almost melodic hum beneath the surface of my existence since childhood. It wasn't a voice in the conventional sense, but a deep, undeniable resonance that pulled me towards the hidden corners of the world, towards the whispers of forgotten lore, towards the shimmering edges of reality. My journey began not in a grand temple, but in the quiet solitude of my grandmother's library, a place overflowing with scrolls and papyri that spoke of stars, spirits, and the unseen threads that wove the very fabric of reality. It was there, amidst the dust of ages and the intoxicating scent of aged parchment, that I first encountered the symbols, the cryptic drawings that hinted at a world beyond the mundane, a world of ancient wisdom and primal power. Among these were recurring images of winged serpents, of women with eyes like molten gold, and of a land submerged beneath the waves, a land called Lemuria. The sacred setting for my true initiation, however, was the Temple of the Whispering Sands, a structure half buried by the desert's relentless embrace, its entrance a mere crack in the sun-baked earth, guarded by an order whose existence was known only to a select few. They were the keepers of the veil, the silent custodians of knowledge, too profound, too dangerous for the uninitiated, knowledge that spoke of the dragon queens and their forbidden prophecy. I felt an undeniable pull, a magnetic force drawing me deeper into the temple's embrace, knowing that my destiny lay intertwined with the secrets it held. The path within the temple was not one of physical ascent, but of spiritual descent, a journey into the very core of my being. Each step deeper into its labyrinthine corridors brought a new challenge, a new layer of the self to shed, a new illusion to dismantle. The internal resistances were the most formidable, more potent than any external obstacle, the gnawing doubt that whispered of madness, of chasing phantoms in the desert heat, the profound fear of losing myself in the vastness of the unknown, of dissolving into an abyss of cosmic truth, the terror of confronting revelations that might shatter my understanding of the world, leaving me adrift without an anchor. External resistances manifested as well, not as physical threats, but as subtle, insidious tests of resolve, riddles posed by the silent, hooded figures whose eyes seemed to pierce through my very soul, visions that blurred the line between reality and illusion, between waking and dreaming. I remember one such trial vividly, a chamber where the air itself seemed to press down, heavy with the echoing cries of forgotten souls, each one a temptation to turn back, to embrace the comforting ignorance of the world above, to abandon the perilous quest. The keepers watched, their eyes like embers in the profound gloom, assessing every tremor of my spirit, every flicker of hesitation. They spoke in hushed tones of ancient entities, beings of pure thought and energy, that guarded the thresholds of knowledge and of the perilous revelations that awaited those who dared to cross. I learned of the Dragon Queens, not as mythical figures, but as priestesses of immense power, their wisdom woven into the very fabric of Lemuria, their prophecy a sacred trust. The journey was a series of profound losses: the loss of my preconceived notions about reality, the loss of my fear of death, the loss of the self I thought I knew, the carefully constructed identity I had carried. Each loss, however, brought a deeper understanding, a clearer vision of the path ahead, a sense of shedding old skin to reveal something more authentic, more ancient. I began to understand that the true conflict was not with external forces, but with the limitations of my own perception, the boundaries of my own belief system. The deeper I delved, the more I felt the presence of the Dragon Queens, their ancient wisdom guiding me, urging me forward, even as the fear tried to hold me back. The climax arrived in the heart of the temple, a vast circular chamber with a ceiling open directly to the night sky, revealing a tapestry of stars so brilliant it seemed to hum with celestial energy, a direct portal to the cosmic expanse. In the center stood a colossal statue of a winged serpent, its scales shimmering with an inner light, its form radiating an ancient, silent power. Around its base, 7 pedestals held 7 crystalline eggs, each pulsing with a faint ethereal glow. The air crackled with an almost unbearable anticipation, a raw, primal energy. The keepers formed a circle around me, their chants rising to a crescendo, a symphony of ancient tongues that resonated deep within my bones, a language of pure vibration. As the final note faded, a tremor ran through the chamber and the crystalline eggs began to crack, not with violence, but with a gentle, slow unfolding. From within each egg, a stream of pure, iridescent light emerged, coalescing above the serpent statue, forming a shimmering, ethereal dragon. This was not a creature of flesh, but of pure consciousness, a being of light and wisdom. It was then that the truth, the profound secret of Lemuria's Dragon Queens and their forbidden prophecy, flooded my consciousness. I saw not a single beginning, but an endless cycle, a dance of stardust and consciousness, souls born from the cosmic loom, fragments of the divine scattered across the universe, destined to return, to remember their true heritage. The prophecy was not a prediction of a single event, but a revelation of humanity's cyclical awakening. A promise that the ancient wisdom of Lemuria, guarded by the Dragon Queens, would return when humanity was ready to embrace its true, multi-dimensional nature. The Dragon of Light was the embodiment of this prophecy, a living memory of a time when humanity walked hand in hand with cosmic wisdom. The impact was overwhelming. A wave of pure, unadulterated truth that simultaneously shattered and rebuilt my entire being. I felt a connection to every living thing, to every star, to the very fabric of existence, a profound sense of belonging to something infinitely vast and ancient. It was a revelation that transcended words, a direct communion with the source, a memory of a time when I too might have been one of the Dragon Queens, or a soul closely aligned with their sacred purpose. Tears streamed down my face, not of sorrow, but of a profound, almost unbearable understanding, a recognition of a truth that had always resided within me, waiting to be awakened. The world I knew, the temple, the order, my very identity, dissolved into this boundless truth only to be reformed, imbued with a new, deeper purpose. If you enjoy these kinds of stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our content. And tell us in the comments where you are watching from. We would love to know. The revelation, though profoundly illuminating, brought with it an immense sense of isolation, a solitude born of seeing beyond the veil. The world I had known, the world of mundane concerns and superficial desires, now seemed distant, almost alien, its illusions starkly apparent. I chose a period of self-imposed exile, retreating from the temple and the company of others, seeking refuge in the vast, silent expanse of the desert, a place where the wind whispered ancient secrets and the stars offered solace, their light a constant reminder of the cosmic truth I had witnessed. There, under the boundless canopy of the night sky, I entered a state of deep contemplation, a profound stillness that allowed the insights to integrate. The desert became my monastery, the shifting sands my meditation cushion, the relentless sun and the cool nights my teachers. I spoke in codes, in metaphors, to the wind and the dunes, attempting to translate the ineffable into something comprehensible, even if only to myself, knowing that the full truth was beyond human language. The conflict within me, the struggle to reconcile the cosmic truth of the Dragon Queen's prophecy with the limitations of human experience, slowly dissolved into a profound insight. The soul's journey was not about finding a destination, but about remembering its origin, about weaving the threads of the divine back into the tapestry of everyday life. The silence of the desert was not empty, but full, pregnant with the wisdom of ages, a wisdom that spoke of interconnectedness, of the eternal dance between creation and dissolution, of the sacred feminine power that once thrived in Lemuria. I understood that the ancient orders had not hidden the truth out of malice, but out of a deep understanding of human fragility and the sacred timing of awakening. The prophecy was not meant to be forced upon humanity, but to gently guide those who were ready to hear its call, to remember their own inner dragon, their own connection to the cosmic source. My time in the desert transformed me. I emerged not as a priestess or a prophet, but as a messenger, burdened with a truth that could either liberate or overwhelm, depending on the readiness of the recipient. I knew I could not simply speak of what I had seen. It had to be encoded, preserved for those who were ready to receive it, for those whose hearts resonated with the ancient call of Lemuria. My final act was to transcribe my visions, my insights, into a series of intricate symbols and allegories, etched onto papyri and bound into a single, unassuming codex. This codex, filled with the secrets of the soul's cosmic origin, the wisdom of the Dragon Queens, and their forbidden prophecy of humanity's awakening, I then concealed within a forgotten chamber beneath the Temple of the Whispering Sands, a place accessible only to those who possess the key of true understanding, a key not of metal but of spirit, of an awakened consciousness. It was a legacy, a silent invitation to future generations to embark on their own journey of remembrance, to seek out the dragon within, to reclaim the lost wisdom of Lemuria. I understood that the ultimate truth could not be given, only discovered, and that the prophecy would unfold not through a single event, but through the gradual awakening of individual souls. And as the sun set over the ancient sands, casting long shadows across the temple, one could almost hear the faint, eternal hum of the universe, a whisper from the Dragon Queens themselves, inviting all who dared to listen to remember their true, boundless origin and to awaken the dormant wisdom within. And if you like this story, you will definitely love the next one that's appearing on your screen. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave your like, and activate the notifications. See you in the next one.